Hello and welcome to this episode of Talking Crap with Cody. I'm your host, Cody Harder, and today's episode is basically just messing around, like always, doing the same stuff every day, all that good stuff, and blah blah, and dragging on, and just not really talking about much. Pretty much like what I'm doing right now. So yeah, if you like that type of crap, stay tuned and listen. And then you can probably get into something else, maybe. Don't have to listen to me. I'm not begging anybody to listen to me. And this is basically just a show about nothing. Kind of like Seinfeld, I guess. So, yeah. Stay tuned for one hell of a bad episode. That makes me What the fuck? Did you guys hear that? That was fucking weird. Anyways, so getting into the fucking podcast, a couple weeks ago, I wanted to do like a kind of get to know me type podcast, and I started answering questions. I just Googled questions to ask, and it came up with some questions, and I answered them. No, none of you guys fucking wanted to know any of that shit about me anyways, but I answered them, and then all my fucking files got deleted, and Audacity just kind of screwed with me, and I lost everything, and I lost the podcast. So I just said screw it, and found a few questions to answer about Halloween, personal feelings about Halloween and shit like that. Whatever. So I just found this, what are 25 random questions to ask someone you just met. So I'm gonna answer these questions, and hopefully, there's some sort of entertainment in this for you guys, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So, let's get into this. Number 1, what is the most amazing, awe-inspiring thing you've seen this week? The most awe-inspiring thing? My daughter. I think my daughter is the most awe-inspiring thing in my entire life. So, of course, I would say my daughter this week, because anything she does just amazes me. She's always doing stuff that makes me just go, wow, you're growing so freaking fast. Slow down, kid. Number 2, when was the first time your heart was broken, and how did it change you? Let's see. Okay, so this is going to be a weird answer. So, my heart was first broken in like kindergarten, preschool, or first grade, somewhere in there. And there's this girl who we were kind of like, we called ourselves boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And she broke up with me, and I was sad and upset, because it's, you're a little kid and you don't know what the fuck to do, so it's just, yeah. So she broke up with me, and I let that like affect me in school, or like that particular day at least. And there was a couple people who were just like, "Oh, it's puppy love. That's why he's so upset. It's because of puppy love," and blah blah, whatever. It was just kind of like one of those things where people just got on my nerves a lot, and I was just whatever, and I brushed them off and whatever. But I mean, it was kind of devastating. And I mean, as a little kid, and you're like, "Oh, this is my girlfriend," and then all of a sudden she's like, "I don't want to be your girlfriend," and then next thing you know, you're like, "What the fuck do I do now?" That's so fucking weird. Why all of a sudden it's like we not gonna be boyfriend girlfriend? So I moved on, and then I would have to say the next time I got my heart broken, and this is probably the one that actually changed me, so I'm not going to get in too much detail with it. The person who broke my heart was an ex-girlfriend of mine. Technically, she would be considered the one that got away, but I mean, it is what it is now. That was like so long ago. I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and she broke up with me through a text. She just kind of texted me and said, "We're breaking up," and I texted back, "Why?" And she says, "You know why?" So I just replied, "K." But it was like, I don't know, it just kind of struck me because she was, I don't know, at that point in time, she's what I saw as like the ideal girlfriend for me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she fucking ruined my life. And by that, I really do mean is that, like, because she broke up with me, I had a whole different, like, outlook on women and what I wanted it to, for a girl, what I wanted for a relationship and everything. So because of her, I changed basically everything about what I saw in women. To this day, I still kind of think about that, and like I'm glad she broke up with me, because I wouldn't have found my wife and I wouldn't have had this amazing daughter that I have. But there are times where I'm just like, what would have been, you know? But it is what it is. I think I'm a pretty amazing husband, so she missed out on that. So yeah, but as long as I think about that, then, you know, everything's gonna be okay, I guess. I don't know. Don't listen to me, I don't care. Anyways, moving on. Question 3. Who in your life was the most influential in leading you to become the person you are today? Now, is that meaning like, could that be like actors, musicians, and stuff like that, or is that just like somebody in your personal life? If it's somebody in my personal life, I would have to say anybody between my dad and my grandfather. Because if it wasn't for my dad, I literally would not be the person I am today without my father. And my grandpa, who kind of basically raised me, I don't know. I just really looked up to my grandfather when I was growing up, I guess. I looked up to my dad too a lot, but my grandpa just, I don't know, there's just something about him that like everybody liked him. And I wanted that. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to have like everybody like me. So yeah, my grandfather just had this aura about him where everybody liked him. So, I kind of feel like that's kind of where my dad is now. It's like everybody likes my dad. But it's funny because the grandfather that I'm talking about isn't my dad's dad. It's my mother's dad. So, I mean, he just had like courage, and he wasn't afraid of stuff, and people liked him, and he was just an all-around good guy and an all-around like asshole all at the same time. But I love the dude, and yeah, I would have to say my grandfather, the most influential, but my dad was right there as well, so I can't really choose between the two. But yeah. Number 4, what are you passionate about? What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about my family. I really love podcasting. I would say that's another passion of mine. I don't know. There's a lot of things: comic books, movies, TV shows. I find passion in a lot of that. My religion. I'm passionate for God. So I don't know. I would have to, like, if I would have to pick a top 4, I would have to say God podcasts. No. God, family, podcasts, and music. That would have to be my top 4. God, family, podcasts, and music. Yep. Let's go on. Number 5. If you had the courage to do anything you wanted, would it change the choices you make? I would say probably. Because I don't make like a lot of choices that would get me to a brighter goal. I come up with a lot of ideas that could get me into a place that's really good and good in my life and whatever. But if I really wanted something, I would definitely try and make that work with the life that I have, I guess, right now, and try to like blend it in. But if it doesn't work that way, then it doesn't work that way, and I'm kind of limited on where I can go right now because I have a family. Not that they're holding me back, because they definitely aren't. It's just I'd rather focus more of my time and energy on them. So I guess in a way that's what I want right now, instead of, wanting to do other things. Like I used to want to be in a band. I wanted to be a writer and all this other stuff, which I'm kind of still pursuing the writing portion of what I want to do. Oh man, that's kind of a really hard question. I mean, if you had the courage to do anything you wanted, anything I wanted, let me think on that one for a second. If I had the courage to do anything that I wanted, would it change the choices I make? Well, I really don't know, because I don't necessarily make the exact same choices every day. I mean, other than waking up, going to work, and doing the same monotonous routine. In a short answer, yes, I guess it would. If I had the courage to do anything I wanted, it would change the choices I make currently. Yeah, I would say yes on the short answer, but no on a longer answer that I really would want more time to explain. Oh man, I feel like I spent a lot of time on that question anyways. To be completely fair, I cut out a lot of shit of going back and forth, so I will spare you on that question. There's probably a good 5-10 minutes of like silence and babbling that I cut out from this question. So moving on. Question 6. Do you have pets? Well, yeah, I got a what is he? A Shih Tzu, Bashan, something else mix, and I like him, but he's kind of a douchebag. He's a fucking yipping tiny little fucking dog. About 2 years. He's like 2 or 3 years old. I love him, but he's a freaking douchebag. And then we recently acquired a miniature pinscher, and she's a bitch. She's not even a year old, and she's a fucking bitch. So, but I don't know. Maybe it's the way we're raising them. I don't know. I love my animals. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do. I play with them. I hang out with them. I pet them. I do that. Blah, blah, blah. Feed them, water them, whatever. But they're fucking dicks. Moving on. Question 7. You come home one day and your living room is filled from floor to ceiling with avocados. What do you do? I ask the dying question. Why the fuck is my house, my living room, filled with avocados? Moving on. Question 8. Orgy, yes or no? No. Question 9. Do you have any heroes, and who are they? That's 2 questions. That doesn't count. Yes, I have heroes. And who are they? That's 2 questions. That's not fair. That's not 1 question. That is 2. So, yes, I do have heroes. 1 is God. 2 is my father. And 3 would have to be the Incredible Hulk. I would have to say them 3 because, well, God's obvious, my father's obvious, and the Incredible Hulk is because when I was growing up as a kid, that was the only comic book that I've ever read. And that was the only comic book that I really related to. I was an angry kid growing up, and the Incredible Hulk was an angry person. So yeah, the Incredible Hulk was a hero just because of that reason. So yeah, moving on. 10. What scares you? Life. Life scares me. All of life in and of itself, all the pressures and everything else that goes on in life, it scares me. But you know what? I wake up every day and toughen through it. I recently went through depression. I'm going to therapy for it. But it's not the point right now. I'm on the upswing of things, and I'm enjoying life, and I'm enjoying this. And I will say though that life does scare the living shit out of me, especially the outside world with politics and this and that. All of it fucking scares me. So, what scares me? Life. Number 11 is, what is a book that changed you, and how did it change you? I wouldn't say a book ever changed me. I mean, I've read plenty of books, but I wouldn't say a book ever changed me. I wouldn't say a book has ever changed me. Movies have. Like, I can name a movie that has changed me. There's I don't know if any of you guys ever watched the movie How to Save a Life or whatever. But man, that movie was so touching, and like it changed. It like made me think about who I was, and really it was. It's a movie about like this kid who ends up like starts to go to church, and then, gosh, I'm trying to remember it now, but essentially it's a movie about this kid. He starts going to church and starts becoming part of this youth group and everything, and then he just slowly starts making friends with people that are, you know, maybe you wouldn't normally make friends with, like the outcasts and stuff. How did it change me is like, because the whole point of it is trying to save somebody from damning themselves as to the point of like suicide or something like that, and just kind of spreading that message of love to somebody, you know, and grabbing them and being like, oh, you know, you are loved, just you know, suicide isn't the option. And that's what really put it in my mind, that suicide isn't the option, because I have attempted to commit suicide a few different times, but that's not the point. This movie changed my life because it really opened my eyes to that, and I don't mean to take this into a dark spin, so we're gonna move on to question number 12. Men are pursuers, women are gatekeepers. True or false? I'm gonna say false on that, because I know plenty of women who are like, boom, 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 let's get this shit done. And men who are just kind of like, no, this is completely calming and relaxing, and I'm content here. But I do, like, it's both sides, actually. Like, there are men who are pursuers and women who are gatekeepers, but there's also men who are gatekeepers and women who are pursuers. Like, so that statement's false. Like, men are pursuers and women are gatekeepers. Yes, that's true, but at the same time, that's not the only thing. Like, there's plenty of women who are out there strive to be the best, and men who are lazy. I wouldn't even say that's lazy. I mean, if you think about, like, a gatekeeper is trying to be there and like protect, whereas a pursuer is someone who's out there trying to be, or like grab opportunities and stuff like that. So I think it's even that way. I mean, if you look at people's like what people aspire to be like and what they want to do for life, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I'd say that's a false statement. So, question 13. What's the most amazing place you've ever traveled to? I haven't really been to many places, but the most amazing place I've ever been to would probably be Jacksonville, Florida. I went to Jacksonville right out of high school, and it was kind of like a graduation present to myself. I was in a long distance relationship with somebody down there, but then we broke up, and then after I graduated, I went down there to see her and to kind of like experience other things other than, you know, Midwest Iowa, which is not the greatest place to be. So yeah, I mean, I would have to say Jacksonville, Florida would be the most amazing place I've ever been to. I don't know, I don't really get out very much. I mean, I would like to continue like traveling and stuff like that, but I don't know, I've never gone anywhere exciting. I know my wife, she's been to Jamaica, so that would be fucking cool to go there and just kind of like see a new country and stuff. And, Jamaica's still kind of like, it's an underdeveloped country, but still, from what she's told me, it's kind of amazing to see that, to see a different country that's full of culture and lifestyles that, America tries to be like, but obviously we have strict societal standards, I guess. So I don't know. I would say I want to go to Jamaica someday, but I don't know. As of right now, the most amazing place I've ever traveled to would be Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah. We've seen a lot. When I was down there, man, that was the first time I ever been to the ocean, first time I ever been to a beach. Oh man, it was so beautiful, so awesome. And we went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not wax museum, and then there was an actual like different wax museum that was just full of wax statues of like Britney Spears and Angelina Jolie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a bunch of other like wax figures, and then like famous paintings and stuff sculpted into a wax scenery and shit. I mean, that was pretty cool. And then we went to a gator farm, which was pretty awesome, and a zoo. And then my favorite thing was this like natural spring that we went to. I can't remember. We drove like 5 hours to get there. There's this like natural spring that flew into this clear river, and I have never seen natural water so clear before, but that was pretty awesome. And we just kind of swam in the spring for a little bit, and then grabbed some inner tubes and went down in the river. It took about like an hour and a half, 2 hours to finish. But that was really, really fun. So yeah, I would say Jacksonville, Florida was the most amazing place I ever traveled to. I lived in San Antonio for about 4 months. What else did I do? I've been to Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota plenty of times. I live in the tri-state area, so I've traveled to Nebraska and South Dakota a bunch of times. So, yeah, the most amazing place I ever traveled was Jacksonville, Florida. I know I've said that like 100 times now, but that's the answer to that question. So question 14 is, you wake up tomorrow in the body of the opposite sex. What do you do? Ooh, man. Freak out, I guess. That's just... I've been a male for so long. If I woke up as a woman, I think I would be questioning all reality at that point. So I would have to say I'd freak out if that's what I do. I mean, if that's the new reality for me, I don't know what the fuck I'd do. That's hard to imagine. I'm sorry. I'd be one hell of an ugly girl. I'm bald. I got a beard. Oh man, I don't know. I really don't know what I would do. I would freak out. I can't imagine it. So I'm sorry. Not that women aren't, because I love women. I love everything about women, but I just can't imagine myself waking up in the opposite sex. It's not in the cards for me right now. I mean, I've been a male for so long, so I don't know what I would do if I ever woke up now officially a female. Yeah, I would have to say what I would do would freak out, because I've been a male for so long, I just wouldn't know what it's like to be a female. That's my answer to that question. Question 15. You look down and you see a tortoise. It's crawling toward you. You reach down and flip the tortoise over on its back. The tortoise lays on its back, its belly baking in the sun, beating its legs, trying to turn itself over, but it can't. Not without your help. But you're not helping. Why are you not helping? I don't know why I'm not helping. Let me help the fucking tortoise. I don't know why I fucking flipped it over in the first place. What the fuck is this question supposed to be? I don't know. You're interrogating me? Where did I go? What the fuck? I don't know. I would help the fucking tortoise. Why ain't I helping the tortoise? I don't fucking know. I'm going to bend over and help the damn tortoise. The only reason why I would think that I'm not helping the tortoise is that it's covered in fucking parasites. Fuck that. But I don't know. I really don't know. I would help the thing. There really wouldn't be many options for me to not help the tortoise. Why would I flip it on its back in the beginning? That's a fucked up question. I don't know. Moving on. Question 16. Who do you love? God, my wife, and my daughter. And let's be honest, I love everybody. I mean, there are times where I'm like, oh, people are so stupid. But in reality, I love everybody and I want everybody to love each other. And it's such a comforting feeling when you have love and you spread love. And I don't know. Who do I love? I love everybody. But most of all, I love God, my wife, and my daughter. So, moving on. Question 17. What would you not do for $100,000? What would you not do for $1 million? And what would you not do for $10 million? I don't know if that's a 3-tier question or if that's like a continuation of the same question. Like, what would you not do for $100,000, $1 million, and $10 million? Do I have to answer each question? So that's 3 questions. What would I not do for even $10 million? You couldn't pay me enough to kill someone. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, I will never kill anybody unless the only time I would ever kill anybody is if they're threatening me or my family. Then I have that right in that act, or to act on that, and I will take that. I will kill somebody for my family. But if you're paying me money to kill someone, I can't do it. That's a hit, and I won't be able to make a hit. I won't be able to take the money to kill somebody. So yeah, even for $10 million, I would not be able to kill somebody. Question 18. Are you afraid of flying? No, I am not afraid of flying. I'm sorry, but I love airplanes. I love being in the sky. I love taking off and just that absence of everything. You're up in the sky and you're just tuning out and there's nothing to worry about. You're just in the sky and floating. And that's the feeling that everybody wants, is that feeling of floating, that feeling of not giving a fuck about shit that doesn't matter, and just doing what you do best and relaxing. So yeah, no, I'm not afraid of flying. Moving on, question 19. What's the most amazing sexual experience you've ever had? If I'm going to be honest, I would have to say the most amazing sexual experience I ever had was with my wife at... Ooh, this is going to be hard because I don't want to give this situation away. So what I would say is that me and my wife, I believe this was shortly after we got married, we got drunk. Ooh, this is going to be hard to word, guys. This is going to be hard to word. So we got drunk and we went somewhere with someone or some people who ended up leaving us. And then where we were, which was an unethical place to do it, we did it, and it was amazing. And it was just, oh man, like, okay, I'm not gonna get into details, but it was so awesome and amazing that, like, that is now what I compare all our sex to, is that night. So I can't get into too much detail with it, but yeah, just know that we got drunk, went to a place with some people, those people left, and then we did it there. So yeah, awesome. Question 21. What do you think happens to you after you die? Personally, I believe the whole heaven and hell thing. So yeah, if you die, there's an afterlife, and there's, you get judged, and you get judged accordingly and get sent accordingly to how you lived your life on earth. So I'm not going to tell you that it's 100% for certain, but that's exactly what I believe, because 100% in my heart, I think if you're a good person, you deserve a good afterlife. If you're a bad person, you deserve a bad afterlife. So I know that's like why the world's all messed up is because of religion and whatnot. But to try and not make it too religious here, that's what I believe. So what do you think happens after you die? I believe you either go to heaven or you either go to hell. So question 22, marriage equality, for or against? I'm for it. I believe we all have the right to marry who we love. I'm for marriage equality, so I don't get the whole stink about it, I guess. I've never been on the oppressed side of it, so I guess I don't quite fully understand it, but I'm for marriage equality. Alright, question 23, parasites. Horrifying or fascinating? Are they horrifying or are they fascinating? I'm going to leave that question for you guys because I know my answer and I just kind of want to see what everybody else's answers would be. So here you go. Here's your homework after listening to this. You can find me on Twitter at TalkingCrapWCody on Twitter. Tweet me your answers. Do you find parasites horrifying or fascinating? Let me know, and then I'll give you my answer as well. So question 24 is, have you ever stolen anything? Yes, I've stolen many times, especially when I was growing up. After becoming an adult, no, I haven't stolen. I mean, I've taken things. Yes, I've stolen after becoming an adult, but nothing like huge. Maybe like pennies, a roll of toilet paper once, garbage bags, cleaning products, but like not to me none of that is like huge important things and why are you stealing this type things. Like, yeah, it's come on, man, really? Why are you stealing it? Just pay for it. But I don't know, man. But I've never stolen like money. I can't say that. I stole money from my sister before, her graduation money, and I think I was like 13, 14, maybe 15. So, and that's something I really regret, and I don't know. I just really regret that. But I've stolen things before. So, and last but not least, question 25: monogamy, yes or no? Absolutely yes. That's kind of a weird question to end on, but yes, monogamy is very important. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So, I know, guys, this is kind of a what the hell? Did you guys hear that? What the fuck? That was weird. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, so I think I'm gonna end the show here. So, yeah, I know it's a very short podcast or a very short episode. It's gonna be even shorter after I edit it. But as of right now, I'm sitting at 50 minutes and 48. Sitting at about 51 minutes. So, if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, if you guys want to be on the show, just let me know. You can find me on Twitter at TalkingCrapWCody, on Facebook, Talking Crap with Cody, and you can find me personally on Twitter. That's Cody One of a Kind Harder, at Cody_Harder. And just start a conversation, guys. Let's talk. I love hearing from you guys. Right now, it seems like it's only Marshall. So thanks. If you're listening to this, Marshall, shout out. Cool. Awesome. All that good shit. So anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for listening. And seriously, what the fuck is that? Anyways, guys, this is gonna be a short episode. I don't know what the hell that is that keeps going on, but thank you guys so much for listening, and as always,
Bye bye.